Good evening and welcome to the regular town board meeting for the town of Tustin for August the 11th. Call the meeting to order. Start with the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. We have a rabies clinic coming up.
Yes, on September 16th from 5 to 7 p.m. Anyone that wants to, you can pre-register. It is suggested. You can call town clerk's office or you can send us an email. If you want to just show up, that's fine too. We received 120 vaccines.
I didn't hear what the meeting was for.
Rabies, free rabies for cats and dogs. He actually set that up for us on September.
You're okay.
Well, you can bring your cat.
No ferrets, though. I hear
No ferrets. They can get the rabies. You know, if they're due in 2 months, that's okay to overlap.
The payment of bills, the general account dispersed $16,237.63. The highway $215,282.04. Water $5,202.09. Sewer $7,887.44. Lighting district $4,595.56. The capital water $1,637.30. $8,143.37 in late bills for a total of $258,985.43. The largest being the highway because of the paving season. Cash and Reg did the bills. Any questions or comments? No. A motion to pay the bills as presented.
I'll make that motion.
A second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
I oppose. Again, the division reports that we do not go over in person, they will be and are currently online. Water and Sewer Committee.
The biggest news is, well, a couple of things. The biggest news is that Rutledge was awarded the contract for the water tower replacement. We'll begin work up there on September 6th, but it'll pretty much be prep work, clearing brush and branches and things. And the heavy construction won't begin until after the winter. But people should know you're going to start seeing work up there before the next meeting, so September 6th, the day after Labor
Day. Excellent. Anything else?
Yeah, well, the usual. Trying to get well 2 back online, things like that.
Parks and Public Spaces with Greg.
Big news is that we are ordering the signs for the park dedications for the Krause Playground and the Tustin Community Park. Waiting to get prices on those, and we are going to have a small celebration in honor of the playground dedication, the park renaming, and the work that's being done on the ball field. So we're going to have a little pickup game with some light refreshments and things scheduled for October 3rd. We will make sure to publicize that well with October 4th as a rain date. So that's the big news there.
Thank you.
Oh, and our next meeting will be Monday, September 12th, as opposed to the first Monday of the month because of the holiday.
Oh, the ditto for the water sewer committee too, because we can't meet on Labor Day.
Kathleen, do you want to do anything or we'll go with your report? Thank you. Building Committee?
It's all there. Things are in process, waiting for some people to get back to us, things like that. No major news.
Jane, grants for conservation?
Nothing on conservation advisory council at this time. Grants report, I'm going, as discussed last meeting, submitted to the 21st, something for coding of the new work that we've done so that it can go online. Do we have a price for that?
No, I need a size.
What?
I need a size.
A size.
I think so, yeah. We'll touch base with you.
All right, and we were also going to put in for maybe doing like a planning. Work for senior housing in the community, which. I don't know. That's UGC. And then the final report for the code this year's is June 21st, and that'll be turned in. So the 180. Can't remember, Crystal, who's ordering the bases. And you ordered them?
We're gonna do that tonight.
Okay. And what about the cardio?
The elliptical should be here mid to end of September. It was on back order, but we did order, we ordered it last month.
Mid September, thank you. And everything else is looking good. I mean, that grant's moving right along. Again, nobody's here from the house would be. Our Eric for communication has always has done a great job. And the water grant, we are starting to see some money from that. Oh, the big news is that this month or last month, I'm still riding on that 75,000.
Last one, but it was after the meeting.
Oh, so we received our $75,000 check from the National Fish and Wildlife. And the water grant, we're starting to see some money coming from that, right?
That's been going, yeah, we're at we just got to put in this today.
Yeah. Okay, that's all I have to say.
Moving into old business, 3.1 is to have a motion to accept the donation for the signage at the Tusk Memorial Park in the amount of $750. That was put forward by Michael.
And other donators.
He was a spearhead, the tip of the spear. I would make that motion.
I'll second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you for the group.
Thanks to Anthony as well.
Well, the group, all of them.
Well, everybody. Yep.
3.2, we discussed last month about hiring for the water and sewer plant operator. A motion to approve the hiring of Brian Matty for the water sewer plant operator beginning July the 27th. Any compensation rate by the current union contract.
I'll move that.
I will second it. Further discussion? All in favor? Aye, opposed. 3.3 is to accept the donations, the dog control office that was received at Riverfest in the amount of $255. That was collected as a result of your efforts during Riverfest.
Great.
I would accept the motion
I'll move that.
and the second.
I'll second.
Further discussion? All in favor?
Aye. Thank you.
Opposed?
Thank you for that.
New business 4.1, set some budget workshop dates. The board has in front of them some available dates. If you can come to a conclusion, at least for two.
You're all good to me. I mean, I have no conflict with them.
Depending on the time that you want would depend on the conflict from Bruce.
I could do 10:08, 10:09, daytime 10:14, daytime 10:22, 26 or 30.
Okay, out of those, I can do 18, 19, 22.
18's not there.
That's why she can do it.
Oh, eight,
10,
sorry,
okay.
8, 9, sorry, 8, 9. Can you do 15?
Nope.
Okay. 19? No,
Nope.
22. I could do 22.
Daytime.
22 daytime.
Can you do 22 days?
No.
Bruce can.
Daytimes for me are the 5th, the 9th, the 16th, 19th, 23rd. 30th.
Yeah, I can do daytime.
Looks like we have good availability on the 9th.
All day.
Yeah.
Well, I hope it's not.
Yeah.
Okay, that's Friday the 9th, and how about a second one?
That's a Friday during the day, right?
Yeah.
22nd, did you say?
I can do that during the daytime, Bruce can't.
That you can't.
22nd to Thursday. Are you off on that Thursday, bad for you on a daytime?
Yeah, daytime.
Okay,
Mhm.
What time daytime are you talking?
7 a.m.
Time the elementary bus picks up the children in town.
No, it's not that early.
What about the 26th or 30th?
I can't do the 20th. Oh, well, I could probably do the 26th. During the day. My daughter's,
What evening works for any of you? That way we can go from there with Bruce.
I can do the 26th during the day too.
These are the 22nd, 26th.
The 9th
then
and the
I-
26th are looking like the winners so far.
What time?
What day of the week is the 26th?
The 26th
It's a
is a
Monday.
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 Ninth is a Friday. 10,
Sure.
civilized time. Get my wordle in.
Oh, then we better go 11. And what time on the night?
We can do 10 also.
Also 10 a.m.
10 on the 26th.
10 on the 26th and the
Wait
9th.
a minute. We,
What's the-
we have.
We can have another two.
what was the-
Crystal just said
what was
At 10, I think we're doing 10 in both days, right?
the 20?
6,
10-9 and 10-26.
10, 9, 10, the 9th and the 20th.
10 a.m.
That's the song.
Okay.
Right, which is following week. I mean, we should be good. When will you adopt it then? 'Cause hearing
The
will have to
public
be by
hearing
the
has to be by the 5th, so I would set the public hearing on the 5th, which is a Thursday after the election,
5th. It's the following, it's a Thursday following,
the election.
it's the week after your last budget workshop is what my thought is. You won't have a board meeting to adopt it.
No, we have,
So
the
that's
adoption
when
has to be by the
adopt
20th. Yeah, so we would have the public hearing on the 5th.
Yeah. That works.
At what time?
Everybody is on. Okay. It is,
It should, the public hearing should be in the
Yeah.
evening. So I would say, no earlier than 6 o'clock.
They have court on Thursday.
They do they?
Yes.
Okay. We could do it on the 4th, which is a Wednesday, if that works, the 4th. Is that Wednesday, the 4th? 6 o'clock?
What's
Okay.
happening?
Can
on
work for me.
That would be the
Public
public hearing.
Oh, but, at what time?
6 p.m.
6 o'clock in the morning.
Our regular meeting is the 10th. Depending on how the public hearing goes and whether we would need a cap override or not, we would be able to have final adoption by the 10th.
Perfect.
But that is subject to how we make out. And if we did anything for a cap override, Ken, that would be next month's meeting. We would do an introduction on that.
For the,
Override,
right, the cap, yeah, that would make sense.
okay.
Introduced in September, adopted in October, so it's in place if you need it.
If we need it, so. We'll see how the numbers come out. Okay, are we good with those dates? Motion
We would
to,
need, I'm sorry, we would need a meeting. The adoption meeting would be when?
right now, we're talking about having it during our regular meeting, which would be the November the 10th.
Oh, okay.
Do it we wouldn't have to have a special meeting for that.
Oh,
We have until the 20th to get it adopted if we
Right.
ran into an issue. But this puts us all into the
yeah, because
November.
that's like, oh, that's right. Thanks.
A motion to set the public hearing for the 2027 budget on November the 4th at 6 p.m.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
And budget workshop for the 9th and 26th of October at 10 a.m.
I will add that into that resolution. Thank you.
And I will.
All in favor?
Aye.
4.3 is an authorization to allow the supervisor to engage Delaware Engineering for Demora Lane. We've got a bridge deck maintenance that needs to be done, and it's going to be a project that will end up having to go out to bid. It's also gonna have some permits that need to be done on it. And it's gonna need an engineering report. I met the engineer today with Don. They're gonna send us some paperwork. But I need to get the permission to engage with them.
Where,
Demora Lane, right back here,
I know that, but where on? Where
where the
where the water comes in.
out of,
underneath the
out of,
road.
right, out from underneath it's not a culvert, it's actually a bridge there.
It is, must be
Uh-huh.
20 feet.
Hmm?
Must be 20 feet.
No. 9,
They call it a bridge.
it's a bridge. Yeah, it's the way it's structured, it's a bridge, not a culvert.
Mhm.
And it's just maintenance, all we're looking to do is replace the decking of the bridge.
So, I'm sorry, you're gonna pass the house
It's right on the curve,
on the curve.
yeah, and you'll see where the little stream is, but it's actually set as a bridge, it's been paved, the decking is pavement.
Oh, okay.
But it's got the sidewalls and it's got the steel structure underneath. And that's
Huh.
gonna get replaced with the concrete.
So how long will that be closed?
It's gonna depend on the permit process and what the DEC wants. Since it's just a maintenance and we're not gonna be in the stream bed or anything like that. We're hoping the permit process will allow us to do that this fall, after the campground's closed. Because it will be shut down for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Mm. And Delaware Engineering, you said?
Yeah. Bill Brown was down today, so. make more chat.
He's very concerned.
So you need a motion?
A motion to engage an engineer from Delaware Engineering for the Demora Lane Bridge Deck Maintenance Project.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it. Is there further discussion on it? Any questions on it? All in favor? Well, everybody's happy about that.
Yeah.
No.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
4.4, I would like to begin the process of dissolving the, Tustin Local Development Corporation. It was put together a decade or more ago. When was that put together?
A decade or more ago.
Yeah, you know, for purposes that they needed at that point in time, I think it served its purpose. We haven't used it since I've been back and probably 5 years before that. I spoke with Ken about it.
Can we delay it one more month?
I need something to show the state comptroller's office, or I'm going to get censored.
Okay, I get that.
Yeah,
All right, you only said to start the process.
correct.
Didn't they need like a 501(c)(3) or whatever? Way back when?
It's an L.
I mean,
It's not for profit. And it's
It was for fiscal sponsorship. That's what they do.
yeah, those things are kind of a pain and they do cost some money. Are we getting rid of one?
We're getting rid of a headache
Okay.
that I
I
feel.
think your word for it,
But the other thing is too, and it's a personal thing, having non-elected people with public funds. And we haven't used it.
No, I remember it was an acrimonious group.
It was used, the only time it was used, I think, was for the fireworks display. I know they had a count for that, that I believe they were gonna use it for the Esplanade.
I second.
Any further discussion on that? So that would authorize the attorney to begin the dissolution process. That could,
You need a vote.
all in favor?
We need a vote. Aye.
Opposed. At least this time when I talk to Nimer, I can let him know that we've actually begun it. But I've been telling him that for the last couple of years.
minutes, everything.
Yeah, yeah. I need one budget modification, and that is, to move $2,439.50 from, A 1440.4, which is engineering, to A 1420.4, which is attorney, and that is the cost of the Millennium Pipeline attorney that we used.
I'll move that.
Greg, second that? Sure. Thank you. Yep, all in favor? Aye. Opposed. 4.6 is authorize the town clerk to apply for a grant for the Tustin Youth through the Sullivan County Youth Bureau. I would make the motion to authorize the town clerk to apply for the grant. And which grant are you going for? Just for the money, correct?
It's, they're not matching or anything, it's just for the money. It's a reimbursable grant, so it's just one. Enough money, we're able to get that money reimbursed back to the town.
I'll second that.
No, I was gonna second.
Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
4.7, which may or may not be up there, is authorize the purchase of bases for the ball field down at the park for an amount not to exceed $1,000.
They're safe breakaway spaces.
What happened to doing it? You should see the conversation today. I will make the motion.
Try to get a second.
I will second it and point out that I believe it's all gonna be reimbursed through the grant that we got, right?
It is.
Yeah.
It'll be part of the grant, yes. Further discussion on that? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Any other new business that I have missed or old business? There's a hand up. Where?
For next fall cleanup day, I talked to the highway superintendent, and he said that October 10th would be a preferable day. We have from September 15th to to October 15th. So the last Saturday would be October 10th.
So,
That we're able to do the fall cleanup day, which will give us enough time to get it out in the flyer.
Did,
And then,
we have some tonnage left?
We do,
Just as
we
a
do. I
curious-
don't remember what the number is that we
Okay.
have, but we do have some tonnage left.
When is logging day?
That's logging day.
that's
Okay.
Columbus
So they've
Day
done it.
weekend.
It's been done before where it's.
Yeah.
I feel
Okay.
for people that are volunteering to work at logging day.
Or Indigenous Peoples Day.
They've talked about it.
Yeah, it seems like October, we're always busy with stuff, but we've got a couple of overlaps.
Yeah, please do not select that day saying North Megan slogging day.
We're gonna have to go with the superintendents, because he's the one that provides the manpower for it. We've got two during the day.
We did.
Crystal, can you leave room on the flyer? And remember, we agreed that we would have people come from the county ahead of the meeting for like 20 minutes.
Schedule something then.
And so if I get a schedule, we could put it on the.
Mhm.
Can do that.
Absolutely.
Do you have any particular offices in the county that anybody wants to hear from?
We could have a general discussion on that after, yeah, figure out what we ought to do. So I've got an availability on the October the 10th, the cleanup day. It does obviously coincide with other events in the town. Do we want to do it and make it available?
Could we approve 2 dates and then pass it? Could we also offer 10-3 as an option and ask Don and then? Can we approve one of 2 dates and then get see if the third is an option? Cause it has to be done by the 15th, right?
Right. Or you have,
Yeah, we can approve both. If the third's not available, we'll
Yeah.
do the 10th.
So at least,
That's easy enough.
yeah,
Okay, I would make a motion to approve the cleanup day for either October the 3rd or October the 10th, depending on the final decision of the highway superintendent.
I'll second that.
All in favor? Aye, opposed. This way we can talk to him tomorrow.
Yep.
Boom, see what he says. Anything else under new business or old business? Open the floor to public comment. We'll start on the floor and we will move to the Michael.
Just a quick follow-up note, Anthony and I were both humbled and somewhat surprised by the outpouring of support for the sign effort. We just want to thank everybody publicly who contributed, and we're looking forward to the dedication in early October.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else on the floor? Who do we have on online that wants to go?
Anyone on Zoom? I don't see any hands. We've got Alex.
Martin.
Okay.
Either.
I'll go. I think we're probably here for the same thing. Okay, cool. I'm just gonna read, per usual, a letter that I wrote. So this is to the members of the town Board of Tustin. I'm here to follow up on several longstanding code violations at a neighboring property, 405 Irish Town Road, owned by Brian Gavin, which I've spent more than a year trying to have the town enforce per their own code. It's not a personal dispute. It's about whether the laws adopted by the town are enforced consistently and fairly on all property owners. On June 10th, 2025, my neighbors who are here, Martin and Charles, sent a letter regarding multiple apparent code violations. This was confirmed to be received by Crystal, and we followed up on August 5th, 2025, which was also confirmed to be received and distributed to the town board and code enforcement. On August 6th, 2025, I spoke to Town Supervisor Ben Johnson, and who stated these matters would be addressed following the removal of Brian Gavin's dogs. The dogs were ultimately removed by the sheriff's department, so the follow-up regarding the code enforcement issues did not occur. On September 10th, 2025, I met with Supervisor Johnson at Town Hall, and he explained that the town intended to hire an additional code enforcement because the current one couldn't keep up with the workload. So, and then also indicated that between October and December, unless court proceedings occurred sooner, that code enforcement would begin issuing violations for the town code at this property. In an email follow-up from the supervisor, he clarified that he could not commit to citing every violation and that any enforcement decisions would be made by the building code enforcers at their discretion. But since then, I've continued to follow up with the town regarding these concerns. To my knowledge, the same apparent violations remain, including but not limited to, I won't go into the details, but unlicensed junkyard conditions and excessive debris and frequent obstruction of the roadway with trucks, trailers, and construction machinery, which is code 300-6.9. We have code within that, there's also code 300-6.7 and excessive vehicles on property, which is code 300-6.9. So my question tonight is just straightforward. I'm just wondering when the town will enforce its own code. I'm respectfully requesting a clear timeline and explanation of the town's plan for addressing these apparent violations. Residents should not have to spend a year repeatedly asking the town to enforce codes that already exist. Thank you for your attention to this matter, and that's all.
Thank you. Martin?
Audio. Sorry. Yeah, I have the same concerns. I mean, it just seems like it's unfair treatment that we as business owners, and I'm speaking a little bit as a neighbor of Alex's and a resident of the town of Tustin of Irish Town Road, but also as the chamber president, we expect all of our businesses and all of our commercial property owners to comply and to put in permit requests and do all these things that require money being spent and so on and so forth. And at some point, we had a conversation, Ben, about this, and it seemed like, you know, there's a fear that engaging with this particular resident, Brian Gavin, is going to, who does tend to be litigious and wiggle out of things, that it's going to cost money. But, you know, I just don't feel like that's an acceptable excuse for not actually enforcing the laws and the codes that this town has on the books. Further to this, I mean, there's other examples of this around town, and Greg, you and I have talked about this. the issue with the cars being parked constantly blocking the sidewalk at Ned Lang's apartment building next to the River Reporter. That needs to be addressed. Greg and I had a quick conversation out in public about it. And it sounded like because we don't have a constable, there isn't really an enforcement arm for that. So effectively, laws that are not being enforced are not laws. Like those are just things that we don't have to regard. So if the town is going to continue to stonewall us on this and so many other visible, obvious code violations that are all around town, you can see them from 97 in places. Then, perhaps I should just tell all the members, the 100 members of the chamber, that we don't really need to file for permits anymore or bother with being code compliant because the town doesn't enforce them. So it just seems like a weak government, and it doesn't instill confidence in our elected officials that our town isn't doing its basic duty to enforce the rules and the codes that have been put in place and on the books by people who have spent time and energy to research these things and make them clear. So if that's the case, then we're going to be very upset about that, and we're going to take our own action. So I just would like that to be considered by all of you who are elected officials here, because you all should be working on these issues with your constituents and residents. And over a year has gone by, and not jack squat has been done here. So we're really disappointed to the point of being angry.
Thank you. On there. Anybody else down here? We'll have a conversation after the meeting.
Justin, we have exciting news. We reached out to the Rod and Gun Club, and they are, yes, Beaverbrook Rod and Gun Club, thanks. And they are going to host Tustin Youth's annual Halloween event. So we are moving it there, and it's going to be the first weekend of October. It's going to be the 2nd and the 3rd. We're going to have 2 nights of haunted scary and 1 fun after Saturday afternoon of light stuff for the younger children. So we're very excited that they're willing to host us.
Where is this?
Beaverbrook Rod and Gun Club. It's right on the end of
Okay,
Tustin.
I was looking at rotten something in the.
Sorry.
Board comment.
I feel the need, in case Alex and Martin didn't hear, that there's going to be a conversation about their concerns after the meeting between you and Ken, correct?
That'll be a first conversation.
Okay, and then just within the request for a timeline, is it fair to say that there will be some kind of considered response by our meeting next month?
We could try. I would have, I'll have an off the record conversation with you outside of the public too.
Okay. I don't want them to feel like communication's falling through the cracks, that's all, so. Okay.
Well, I also feel like the main complaint was about the dogs, and that did get addressed. So I think the characterization of it being jack squatted doesn't apply exactly. But,
They do have, they've got some issues down
but I
there
know they
as
have
far as-
issues.
yeah.
I know they have issues. I just didn't want.
It's a very fair,
Not that
a
we
very
didn't-
fair complaint.
There's
that they-
separate issues, Cass. The dogs are one thing, and frankly, the dogs just happened again. Like we just had it happen again because the underlying issue there with the unlicensed kennel, there's a big gap in our town code between what's written about what is and isn't allowed and how that process should work, and then the state code and the county code or whatever that it refers to as sort of the master of that area, which hasn't been addressed to my knowledge either. So there's a lot of gray area there, and he's been able to wiggle through the hoops. Also, his court date has been pushed so many times, he has not actually been in front of the judge for that final hearing, and it's moved to September. So the understanding that we had before was the code violations were going to be sort of tabled, put to the back burner, pending the other case. Perhaps he was going to get arrested and thrown in jail. Well, that has not happened. More than a year has passed. These other code violations have little or nothing to do with the dogs. They just happen to be at the same property with the same property owner. So they are separate things, and really nothing has been done on the code violations, which have been going on for years. So on that issue, Jack Squat is accurate.
Any other board comments?
Well, I'm glad, that it's gonna move to a legal conversation, but I just think, one of the aspects of this town is separated from a lot of other places in this county. Is we need to enforce codes because we see what happens when they're not. So, so when the head of the chamber, who invested a lot of sweat equity and his life into making the town what it is, making this complaint, we have to, we might have to be more legally aggressive, or else we may start resembling some of our neighbors.
Remain nameless. If there's no other board comment, I would make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.